It's coming. And it's bigger than ever. The 2020 Indie Originals Talent Competition. Music. Movies. Authors and literature. Game creators. Comic book artists. Enter your creative independent original art now. Become award-winning and rule the universe. IndieOriginals.com. Contest open September 1st. This is Indie Originals Live, the world's #1 source for independent music. The official host and sponsor of IndieCon. And the official Indie Originals music, literature, and film competition. Heard every Friday at 9 on 16 radio stations all across the United States and globally on podcast everywhere. Find all our back episodes on Spotify, on iHeartRadio, on iTunes, on YouTube, and at www.indieoriginals.com. Now, let's jump into the hottest indie music in the entire world. Featuring your hosts, Chuck Fresh and Felicia B.
Chuck Fresh, Indie Originals Live here. We're here with one of the most famous bands in the world, next to Bianca Jasmine. Jake Estrola's with me. Hi, Jake. How are you doing today?
Bien, señor.
Jake only speaks Spanish for this interview, so hopefully that won't be a distraction. So, The Spring. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a warm welcome for The Spring. There are a lot of people here. We're at the Standard Collective in Melbourne, Florida. Have you guys played here before?
Yes, we have. We've played here like 3 or 4 times. Yeah.
And what's the weirdest thing that's ever happened here?
Besides everybody getting wild and sweaty.
Yeah, I crowd surfed once. I don't know. It wasn't that weird. It was kind of fun, but
It's kind of like low ceilings to crowd surf. It's kind of, did they drop you?
no. But I'll tell you, the ceilings were much lower at open mics, and the headstock of my bass did hit the ceiling a couple times.
Man, that's amazing. So danger involved here in indie music. It's crazy. So let's start with Gabe. You were a DJ at one point?
Yeah, I still am. I do significantly less of it than I did now, but I still DJ every now and then.
Do you get more chicks playing in a band than you do as a DJ?
Oh yeah, definitely. No doubt.
You heard it right. So I used to be a DJ too and went to a band, got significantly more chicks, 4 marriages, and a bunch of kids I never wanted. So it's really an interesting life. That's not true, but well, it is a little bit. So you've done a little rock, classical, and country, nice spread, and you play bass too. So honestly, I watched you play bass at IndieCon, where you play. Thank you for coming out for IndieCon.
Of course, thanks for having us.
It looked like you were having a seizure. Is that normal when you play bass?
100%.
Yeah. Is there a condition for that? Something called a bass face or something?
Just rocking too hard is all.
Could you give us a bass face for the camera? Oh, nice one. Good bass face. You must have bass face. Very, very important. So you're okay. You're not on meds or anything.
No, I'm fine.
So tell us, Gabe, how you came to meet and join The Spring.
This is a really funny story, actually. So I went to high school with Manny and Levi, and they were in a band called The Civil Ties many moons ago when I was in high school. And I went to like all their local shows. I was a huge fan. And I was playing bass for another band, and Manny came to one of our shows just to check it out. And afterwards we got to talking, and he's like, my new band I'm in is kind of looking for a bass player right now. And I was like, dude, I'm in. We just started jamming. We clicked really well. And after a while, it was just the rest is history,
So essentially what you're telling me here is you cheated on your old band.
Right. It's complicated.
step back and try to see again what it was that kept me going, my friends. And I could see the words that were written against the wall. Try to shake from your attempts to make me fall. But don't run away from me too fast. Run away from me too fast. And down in Chelsea, my daydream. And it feels like every cheat's for the other team. And I'm searching to whatever you feel to you with my daydream. Thank you.
Levi, you've had some music history with Manny over here. We're going to get to Manny. We've got many questions for Manny, so he's on the hot seat here. But you hit the road and went to California for witness protection or something. So tell us, what the hell were you doing in California? Tell us that story if you want.
It was for that, but oh, okay. Yeah, it wasn't really for that, but it was just on my own whim, just like, I don't know, wanted to do something different. I was tired of being there doing the same thing, and I ended up not being so swell. But I made it back.
Yeah. So what were you doing out there in California? Were you playing music out there?
Cleaning solar panels.
So you had a real job out there, right. So and you came back here and you saw the music was where you wanted to go, right?
Yeah, I was missing music, that's why I came back, yeah.
Awesome. Well, everybody's got a story. So what instruments do you play, Levi?
Drums, I sing, but I try and play guitar and keys.
He tries.
I try.
He's got some knowledge of guitar. Don't let him fool you.
Yeah, he's good. Yeah.
Yeah, he always says, "Oh, I kind of play guitar," and then he can bust some stuff out.
Yeah.
He's got the hair for it, doesn't he? Yeah. Can you do a little hair swing for us? That's rock and roll, ladies and gentlemen. This is what it's all about.
This next one's called Cigarette Bathtubs.
So, Matt, you did the cover band thing for a while, I read, huh? But cover bands are boring AF, aren't they?
So boring AF.
Yeah. What was your favorite cover to do?
My favorite cover would have to be, back in high school, I did War Pigs by Sabbath. It was freaking good. It went so heavy, Chuck. It goes so heavy.
It sounds like you've got some affection towards that song. Might we hear that tonight? The Spring do a cover of that one?
No.
Not going to happen tonight. Okay. What if we threw a lot of money at you? Yeah, I'm not even giving you the microphone for that. So, I understand that you came to the Spring and via a Craigslist ad. So tell us how you came to join the Spring.
So he did do his research. So research. So me and Manny met through Craigslist, and I kind of had like a little jam band going with a friend of mine from work and a friend of mine from high school, and Manny joined in, and I kicked everyone out, and then we got Levi and Gabe, and that's how it happened.
Now, when you went to the Craigslist ad, it wasn't in the sexy part, was it? It was something for musicians, correct?
It said, must be okay giving foot rubs as well.
Manny gives amazing foot rubs.
No, it's the other way around.
It was indeed in the sexy section.
Telephone.
So let's talk to Manny. So you've got a history doing something. I heard you were a dentist. Is that true?
I wish I was a dentist. That'd be good money. No, it was a dental technician. And we did like implants and dentures and crowns, gold crowns and stuff like that. We took impressions of people's teeth and then like made veneers, as you would say. But we also made grills, so hit me up if you're trying to get that gold.
So is this something you still do?
I could practice it, but I don't really because I think that's illegal. But yeah, it's knowledge that I could retain. I went to a few classes for it, did it for a couple years, and then had to quit it because they were just asking too many hours, and that's not what I'm doing. I'm doing rock and roll.
Right on. I think you made the right choice.
Thanks.
So are you a flossing fanatic? Do you always brush your... Do you have a toothbrush with you here right now? Does he? Maybe one of you can. Does he have a toothbrush?
I think so.
Yes.
It's up in the air.
His teeth look great, don't they? Actually, all of your teeth. Do you handle all their teeth? They've all got great teeth, don't they? Do they have great teeth? They do have great teeth.
Thank you.
Typically, rock and roll does not have good teeth. I can tell you that from experience.
These are dentures.
Stay tuned.
So, what made you decide that you wanted to drop that six-figure income, including the decimal point, and become a rock and roll band?
You can have the most money in the world and have the best job in the world with the best insurance and everything, but if you're not happy doing what you're doing in life, it's absolutely miserable. You know what I'm saying? I was working 45, 50 hours a week with no time for music, making better money than I do now, but it's not what I wanted to do. When you have a passion and you know you want to do it, you got to follow that passion, because if you're working a job that you hate, man, you're gonna have a not very nice life. So I just decided to drop it and play music.
Very cool. Great answer, man. How old are you? You're too young to have wisdom like that.
22.
22, and he's got that wisdom right. That's amazing. He knows what he wants to do. It's very rare in a young person like that. Very. All of you too. This is all what you want to do for a living.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. You know that.
Waking up 6:35. Darling, you know it's gonna be alright. And I'm waking up with the first thoughts running in my head, saying that I won't give it up, like it up instead. Oh, and I know it's been taking time, but I can't find out in my mind if you trust me. I know it's been a little while since I've seen you, alright. And it's in my blood to fight. Oh, not with you, but with my heart feels is right. All I need is 6 strings to help me feel my mind. Not to bring it up again, to feel the closure we find. Oh, and I know it's been taking time, but I can't find a thought in my mind. If you trust me, I know it's been a little while since I've seen you, and I
So, the spring. Why not? Well, I understand why you wouldn't call the band Summer, because it sounds like a bimbo dance or something, but why not winter or autumn? Why the spring?
Winter's too cold, We're not like a cold-hearted band, no. I guess I could tell you the origin of the spring. I guess that would be the only way to answer it, really. When we first started playing music, a lot of people would come to our shows, and I think we actually played a show one time without a band name, but they would come to our shows and be like, that was really interesting music. I can't really place you guys in like a genre yet, so it's something new and it sounds like pretty refreshing, something that I haven't really heard before, which is what we're all striving to do, is just play music that's a little bit different in some way. They're like, it's refreshing, and we kind of came back and we were like, kind of like, like the spring, like the season. It's new, it's refreshing, flowers are blooming, everything's becoming new again, and that's what we want to do with our music, is just start a new wave that people can relate to and have a good time listening to and feel happy when they're listening to it.
Well, I think you've achieved that for sure, right? I think most of your fans will tell you that too. So let me tell you this. You guys spend a lot of time together, right? How many hours a week do you guys practice? You tell us, Tim.
Well,
It really depends on what's going on.
Yeah, it really depends. I mean, ideally, we would like to get together every day and practice, but that just doesn't happen. We all work jobs. So we usually only get together 2 to 3, no, I'd say 1 to 2 times a week.
Yeah.
And
Play for a couple hours.
Yeah, we practice for anywhere from 4 to 8 hours. It's really up in the air.
Yeah, but when we had this upcoming tour that we just got back from, when we were playing Atlanta and Nashville and stuff like that, we practiced quite a lot. So it really just varies on what's going on. For standard shows, we always practice our hearts out, though, because these are the best performances right here. Yeah.
To think I was right and it was all my fault. Little waves come crashing down around, and I don't know just where it came from, baby. So save me, save me, save me, 'cause oh, my soul is on fire. To know you're only desire, for to take me kind of. Yes, I do, baby. Oh, 'cause my soul is on fire.
So, what you going to say? I've got a question for you anyway. Go ahead.
I just said, yeah, it's intimate venue.
Yeah, right. So let me ask you, Levi. Do you guys get on each other's nerves?
I mean, sometimes a little bit. I mean, not really.
Yes.
It's like
Wait, hold on, Matt. Matt's got something to say. Matt.
I have something to say right now. Okay, I love all these guys. I really do. I love these guys, and we do get on each other's nerves all the time. But
it's creatively.
But it's a creative thing. You know what I mean? Like if you didn't, then it'd be like this dull, like it just wouldn't be as alive as it should be.
I feel
you
like
know
if
what
you're agreeing all the time, you're not really accomplishing too much. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
It's also like sticking four brothers in a room
Yeah.
all the time.
I'm married to these three guys. I swear to God.
It produces results. We don't hate each other.
No, I love you guys. The only reason why Levi was very hesitant on answering that question is because when we're on tour, he gets on everyone's nerves the most for reasons I will not name.
So he does it on purpose.
Yeah, basically.
Kind of. He can't help it.
He's like the jokester. He's the jokester of the group, the prankster.
We'll go with that, sure.
I definitely say he gets us in the most trouble.
Would you wake up with a dead horse in your bed, maybe, something like that? It's probably like a dead horse. Not cool. So let's talk about the new EP, Ebb and Flow. Where did that come from? The concept of it, the name. Who can tell us about that?
I could.
Do it.
Ebb and Flow is basically a song that I wrote when we first started out the band. It basically is just about the ebb and flow of life as you go throughout, your musical career and your life and everything, and just the ebb and flows of stuff. And we decided to name the EP Ebb and Flow just because it was like the first song that we really solidified in the studio. So it's just kind of like a commemoration thing, like, why not just name it the first song off the EP?
There's so much philosophy coming out of these guys. They're wise beyond their years, right? So let me ask you this question, Manny.
Yeah.
Do you have any hidden messages tucked in your song? If we play this song backwards, any satanic things going to happen? Wait, who would? I think Levi would know that. Did Levi know that?
It'd be kind of cool, but I don't know.
Manny, tell me.
If we told you, we'd have to kill you.
Do you put secret messages in your lyrics? Maybe something would have to read between the lines of here. Do you do things like that in your lyrics?
Yeah, it's not necessarily like reading between the lines, but like everybody has their own interpretation of what's going on. There's always like a basic idea of a song, but if you listen to our lyrics closely, you can interpret it for, many different situations. So if you're thinking about it like that, it's like reading in between the lines,
Now, as far as the creative process on the songs, when you write, do you all collaborate together? Does everybody kind of pitch in their own? It sounds like it's what you guys do.
Yeah. Usually one person will come up with a riff, a rhythm, chord progression, just anything, just any basic idea, and we'll all just take it to our practice space and just build on it together until we feel like we have a solid song formed.
How about the lyrics?
Manny does pretty much all the lyrics.
So far I've been the lyricist just because I write in a notebook like every single day all the time. That's just what I can put into this band. Like all these guys handle all the music aspects. They're geniuses when it comes to that.
So you actually have a written notebook.
Yeah, I've got a written notebook. Sometimes it's on our merch table. If you're lucky enough, I'll bring it out.
So that, ladies and gentlemen, that could be worth a lot of money at an auction someday when these guys hit the big time. So a lot of people don't write any. They write it on an iPad or something, and it's really not authentic, you know what I mean? Do you feel like when you write lyrics on paper, it brings a different result?
For sure, 100%. It's more of an intimate thing when you're writing it on paper, you know, on your phone, texting. I feel like I do that too much anyways. It's more heart to heart when it's pen to pad.
So you recorded with a guy named Stuart Richardson and Anthony Fada at Rocky Water Studios, right? You got great admiral. Why these guys? Who wants to tell me about that?
Well, to begin with, Stuart Richardson is just a legend. I don't know how to put it. Yeah. He's just an amazing bass player, really talented. He went on tour with one of the bands he played in. He went on tour with Metallica back in the day. He's quite an accomplished guy. Yeah. So I think we just all really look up to him for that.
Yeah.
And
much respect.
Yeah, and he's just a genius in the studio when he makes suggestions production-wise, like, oh, we should have had a tambourine here or something like that. And we're like, all right, well, let's hear how it sounds. And
No, you can't say that.
Oh, I can't say that? Okay, all right. So the one moment I knew that Stu, I have another story, that I knew Stu was the producer for us is when we saw him live at the Abbey. Was it the Abbey? And he had, like, talk about bass face, dude. Like, he came up to the front and he was like, just head. And then, like, he has these triceps that, like, so they pulsate. To the rhythm of the song. And I was like, dude, this is my producer. That's great. This is him.
Yeah, he's like some huge 6'5" Welsh guy who just the fact that he's Welsh just makes him that much scarier. And then his co-engineer Anthony Fada as well, just the way his mind works on like how he edits everything and gets everything mixed. They're just geniuses in the studio. It blows my mind how they accomplish the work that they do.
Yeah, they've definitely done a great job with your album. So.
Thank you.
See the silhouette, it's burning a hole in my mind. And yet the question lies, what answers am I to come by? And oh, the summer breeze, I feel like it's affected me. It's not what do you do, it's oh, it's so good we've done here. You're such a scrawny boy with all good intentions, somehow they give it right. Not ordinary to be playing for, but he tries, he tries. tried with all good intentions, somehow making it by. Not ordinary to the plain folk, but he tries, he tries. He's not some city boy that's falling away from the red side, struggling hard. Oh, you're gonna catch freedom if you try, if you try. Oh, if you try, if you try. Oh, if you try, if you try. Thank you guys so much. We just got off tour. We were hitting Nashville and Atlanta and Georgia and everything, and those shows are cool and all, but nothing is like playing for you guys in our hometown in London, so thank you.
So tell me, who the hell is Victoria? Who wants to take that one?
Yeah. It's not a female. No, it's not a female. It's not about a girl. It's like Victoria, which is sort of like Victoria, which is like Latin for victory. I found it in a book one time. I was just flipping through like a Latin dictionary, and I saw Victoria and meant victory, and so I wanted to write a song about victory, about me being able to accomplish with these guys what I've been trying to do for a while.
Now, you know there's going to be a lot of girls named Victoria who are going to assume that song's about them, right? You got a problem with that?
I'd probably just agree.
My daughter's name is Victoria. That could be an issue. I'm going to tell her you wrote it about her. So you've got a new EP on the docket. What's coming out? What's going on with that? When will we expect some new music from the spring?
You can expect new music very soon. We have a single coming out August 16th. That one's Victoria, as we just mentioned. As for plans going forward from that, it looks like it's going to be maybe another single or two or an EP. And then hopefully before too long we'll have an album in the works. But it's very up in the air right now. All I know is we're going to be recording more music and putting it out there.
Also, well, keep doing what you guys are doing. You guys are rocking it. I mean, you got a tremendous reputation, a big following everywhere. You guys rocked the house at IndieCon. It was an amazing show there. So thank you for doing that.
Thanks for having us.
Hope to see you again there next year.
All right. Well, you guys might know this next one. It's called Ebb and Flow. Slowly sinking back behind the moon. The city sleeps, yet I am wide awake. Beside me, oh, I see you. Anticipation to what I thought that I should know, but I don't know. And they would crown us the king and the queens of one with their foe. Wonderful, she's like that snow. waste my time to make me want to
we find out more about the spring? Who takes this one? Who's your social person? Go ahead.
Spotify, iTunes, Facebook, Instagram. We just made a Twitter.
Yeah.
We have 4 followers. Follow us on Twitter. Honestly, we are all over the place. At the Spring Official is all of our handles, and more.
If you want to find our show dates, just go on Spotify. All of our show dates are on there. We're playing some fantastic shows in these next coming months, including another local one at the State Fair. So if you want to come eat a bunch of funnel cake and then throw it up right before our set, let me know. We'll be there.
And we do have a website too, thespringofficial.com.
I hope my voice is just really deep in this thing because I've been really close to it.
We could make that happen.
Well, thank you for coming on, and will you come visit us again when the new EP comes out?
Please have us. We'll
Absolutely.
You guys are a lot of fun. You're doing some amazing things. So, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the spring. Lots of great things coming up. Check this out. We'll play most of the songs right here on this show on Indie Originals, a couple of videos from the show tonight. So, my name's Chuck Frisk with Jake Estrada. We'll see you later.
Tell myself it's all okay to be right where I myself intend to be. So then tell me, do you think it makes me crazy that I want to sit right here and watch the world spin round around me? To something great. Take a breath, what's in the air, and say it's not too late to try hard. Trust hope, but just remember to die hard. It's not the way you say those words to me. She said it's all for you. She said what a shame.
and it's bigger than ever. The 2020 Indie Originals Talent Competition. Music. Movies. Authors and literature. Game creators. Comic book artists. Enter your creative independent original art now. Become award-winning and rule the universe. IndieOriginals.com. Contest open September 1st.
Chuck Fresh along with Jake Estrada. This is my new accent now. It took me years to develop this, or weeks, whatever you have. That's not really good. Jake, Indie Originals Talent Contest 2020 coming up. I'm excited. Are you as excited as I am?
I'm definitely excited, guys.
This year is going to be a little bit different because we've added a whole bunch of new categories.
Right, we did.
We've got music like last year, but it expanded. Now we have hip hop and also Latin music we've added to it. And we're thinking about adding show tunes in classical too. So maybe some other stuff. Sí, yo quiero reggaeton, man.
Bueno, nosotros puede cantar un reggaeton.
And we have the movies, which we've expanded a couple additional categories in the movie categories. Also literature with more entries and options for poetry. And what else did we add this year?
Comic books.
And what else?
And board games and card games. We added games.
Yeah, that's right. We got video games as well,
That's
too.
right.
So if you're an independent creator and you do games, if you do comic books, if you do... We love the board game thing. Like
Yes.
some of the card games we've seen already.
Very intricate. Like, you know, we're looking for guys that make those card games similar to like Magic the Gathering. You know, D&D.
And there's a lot of them out there.
Tons. There's a whole market in this, guys.
This is the thing. We're going to give you an opportunity to get exposure, and number two, to win and potentially win an award, because this is the first year we're doing this.
That's
So if you
right.
enter this year, we got low entry fees, and you have a chance to become an award-winning game creator, which could help advance your career a little bit quicker.
Definitely. Most definitely.
So it gives you a little bit of an edge. And tell us about the comic book competition. This is the first time we're doing this.
Yeah, the comic book contest, we're looking for artists, you know, interior artists, writers, the best comic book, the best indie underground comic, the best, you know, there's tons of different genres. This is the first time we're doing it in this show. Yeah. So, you know, we want your romance comics. We want your satire, you know, anything you can do, bring it to us, you know. You guys, and it's cheap. You know, I understand it's small budgets and everything. And the thing about it, guys, we have all kinds of incentives this year we added too in this award. So
We've got a couple sponsors helping us out, so we're going to be able to do some printing of some of the comic books for the grand prize winner.
That's right. We're going to do some printing. You guys are going to be able to print your comic books, and you'll be able to hand them out and sell them, you know, because we love you, man.
Plus, we'll have you come out at IndieCon and actually present them live. That's going to happen in June of 2020. So
Yeah, we're going to have panels and everything like that for you comic creators. So you guys need to submit.
Yeah.
When we launch, what is that? September 1st?
September 1st. It's a Sunday, September 1st. We open it up for this year, so it's going to be really exciting. It's going to happen really fast. Low entry fees for I think there's early entry fees are discounted by half.
Yeah, it's something like what? I'm not even sure anymore. It's so cheap.
It's really cheap, and it's a great prizes this year, so definitely get involved. The Indie Originals Talent Competition, year number 2 for 2020, opens September 1st. Jump in there. Chuck Fresh with Jake Estrada. We'll see you. It's IndieOriginals.com. Indie Originals,
guys.
We'll see you on the other side.
This is Chuck Fresh from Indie Originals Live. You can hear this program every Friday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific, featuring the hottest independent music and artists from across the globe. I'm telling you, this music is definitely better than any of the nonsense you're going to hear on those other radio stations. Indie Originals Live every Friday at 9, only here on the AM/FM 24/7 Radio Network. I'm Casey Kasem, and if I were still alive, I'd be listening to Indie Originals Live.